Okay, here we go. Problem 1.15. This one's going to be a little tedious. What they want is they want us to tell them how many hydrogens are bonded to each carbon in the following compounds and give a molecular formula of each substance. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started with this guy over here. These are the rules up here. Okay. The end of a line, looking like this, just a line. Okay, like this, except this one's different because it's actually got an OH on it. But when there's nothing on the end of a line, normally, you would go ahead and it would be good for 3 hydrogens. Okay. At a point of a two-way intersection, you would have 2 hydrogens. Okay, and by the way, this all goes for a compound with no formal charges. Okay, on a 3-way intersection, kind of like this guy here, you have 1 hydrogen, and on a 4-way, it could be a 4-way or a double bond like that, you would have 0 hydrogens. Okay, so let's go ahead and count the. Because they do want us to tell us what compound it is or write it out. So we might as well go ahead and start off with the carbons first. All right. So let's go ahead and draw those guys out. Let's see. We'll do it in this color. Trying to get a red color. Okay. So we'll put a carbon over here. A carbon over here. Obviously there's a carbon right here. There's a carbon in there and in here. One over here, 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 and here. Okay, so we should have, well, let's count them out and see what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 carbons. Okay. 9. Write that a little bit neater. 9 carbons. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the hydrogens in blue or purplish. Okay. All right, so this is going to be the tough part. On the end, we see 1 hydrogen, 3 hydrogens. So it looks like we've got 4 hydrogens total. Okay. We have a 2-way intersection here, so that's good for 2 hydrogens. Over here, we've got a 3-way intersection, so that's good for 1 hydrogen. And up here, we've got a hydrogen, so that's 1 hydrogen. Whoops. Let's fix that. These pads are not exactly the easiest to write with. Okay, and what about this one over here? Well, we've got 1, 2, 3. That leaves 1 space for 1 hydrogen. This guy here is 4 altogether. 1, 2, 3, and 4 with a double bond. So we've got 0. In fact, let's not write the 0 hydrogens in. Let's just leave it out. This one here, we have 0 hydrogens. We do have hydrogens on the end, though, don't we? So let's go ahead and count these guys. Okay, hydrogen and a hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, that leaves 1 hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, that leaves 1 hydrogen. Okay, what else can we possibly have here? Looks like that's it. So let's go ahead and count them and hope that we're correct. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hydrogens. Okay. Hydrogens. All right. So we've got 13 hydrogens. Let's go ahead and change colors to a green for our oxygens. Okay, let's see here. Well, I can see them right here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, the oxygens are always, remember, you're not, when you do these, you don't write, you leave the carbons out and the hydrogens out. Okay, but everything else you write in. So it's what you have is what you have. And we've got 3 oxygens written. So that would be 3 Okay. And what else do we have? We have an N here. And let's make this little guy a yellow. How about a yellow for him? Nitrogen seems like he'd be yellow. So 1 nitrogen. All right. Well, I think we've pretty much nailed this. So let's go ahead and let's write this compound down and see what it is. See what it looks like. Let's go back to white. Alrighty. So what we've got here is we'll start with the carbons. So C9. Let's go ahead and write that a little bit nicer. C9, H13, O3, and an N, Chan. We have a Chan molecule. All right, so if we look in the book, let's see if that's correct. And it is actually. And this apparently is adrenaline. Adrenaline. Let me write that down. How do you spell that? ADRENALINE. That's what we got. An adrenaline molecule. All right. Very good. So you hopefully got the picture of the gist of how to do these, right? Let's go ahead and do this next one. Okay. What we have here is, well, we'll start off with the carbons again. Let's go ahead and get as close to red as I could. As close to the other red that we already used. This isn't exactly it, but that's okay. So we've got a carbon here, a carbon here, a carbon here, and a carbon here, and a carbon there. Carbon, 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 carbon. And when you do these, if you do come face to face with one of these things, it's probably easiest to do it the way we're doing it. That way you don't double count or leave something out. Go ahead and mark everything down. Having some colored pencils would obviously be helpful as well. So here we go. And remember, at the end of one of these lines, there is also a carbon, unless there's something written in there. And there is, so there's no carbon there. Is that it? Oh, this guy here would be a carbon. Okay, caught that one at the last moment there. Oh, and another one down here. All right, is that it? These things are a little bit strenuous on the eye. It's a little tricky. All right, that looks good. So let's go ahead and count the carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 carbons. Okay. 18 carbons. Let's go ahead and do the hydrogens next. Back to the purple color. Oh boy, here we go. We have a intersection here of a two-way intersection. So we've got two hydrogens. We've got none there. We've got none there because we've got a four-way. But look at this. We've got a carbon here. And at the end of a carbon, or at the end when you've got something like this, a carbon like this, it's obviously you've got it attached to a carbon down here, so that leaves room for 3 more hydrogens up here, right? Okay, so this one leaves room for 1 hydrogen, and these are all 2 hydrogens. That one's 2, that one's 2, this one is 2. Okay, did we miss one here? No, that's a 0. This one here is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 0. This guy here is a 2. This is a 2. This is tedious, isn't it? That's a 1. Okay, we're almost there. 1, 2, 3. That leaves room for 1. This guy here we already said was 0. This guy here, well, what about this guy? That's nothing. This guy here is 1, 2, 3. That's 1. Okay, this guy here is 1, 2, 3, that's 1. And this guy here is 1. And I really hope I got them all because there sure were a lot of them. Oh boy, let's count them up and see what we got. 2, 4, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Alright, let's just go over this. We've got a hydrogen over here as well. So there's another one. Okay, let me just make sure everything here looks good. Let's go ahead and take a 1, 2. Oh, you know what? This one here has, I apologize. This is, yeah, these are not, these are tough. That one here has 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't see that other bond. That's good. That's good. Nothing there. Did I do that anywhere else? 2, 2, 0, 3, 2, 2. All right, let's recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 16, 18, 20, and 23. All right, 23 carbons. Let's go ahead and write that down. Why is my pen not working? Oh, that's because it's on the eraser. 23, or hydrogens rather. Did I say carbons? Okay. And now let's go ahead and count the oxygens. You can see we've got 1, 2, and let's go ahead and put those guys in green. 2 oxygens. And we've got finally, what do we have left? Anything? Nope. So let's go ahead and check the book and see what we've got as an answer. And the book says, uh-oh, we are off by 1 hydrogen. Close, but off. The book gives us C18, H22, O2, which is estrone. It's a hormone. All right. Estrone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go back. If I can figure out the dilemma here, then if it doesn't take a lot of time, great. If I can't find it, well, you pretty much get the gist here, and I'm going to move on because I don't want to sit here looking through this crazy maze of hydrogens and carbons. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, let's see. We've got a hydrogen. We've got, how about, you know what? I think this is the one. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, right here. This should be 1 hydrogen. You see that? You guys see this one right here? I'm sure some of you are screaming at me trying to point it out when I did it, but of course I can't hear you. Ooh, that's not the right color, but nonetheless, that'll work out fine. So that hydrogen is 1, not 2. That'll give us a total of 22, and that gives us our estrone. So that's it for this video, and we'll see you in the next one.